pre-budget, the talk was of a reduction in defence spending. Now the Prime Minister says he wants more drones, more surveillance planes and more special forces.
Well, it's about making sure that we are safe in a very dangerous and unstable world. And because we've got a strong economy, we can now make the commitment to spending more over and above inflation on defence, as much potentially as £6 billion more between now and 2020.
David Cameron was visiting RAF Waddington, the base of 39 Squadron, the UK's armed drone fleet. The pilots are based here in Lincolnshire. The Reaper drones themselves are flying out of an airbase in Kuwait on surveillance operations over Syria and strike missions over Iraq. This was an attack on an IS target last week. The UK Special Forces might not be operating at quite the tempo of the Afghanistan years, kicking down doors night after night, but they are still very active across the Middle East and North Africa, liaising with and training local forces.
In order to strike people on the ground, you need to have a lot of intelligence about where they are, and some of that intelligence you can gain from increased air assets. But sometimes you need spotters, people working with local allies, local militia, local government, to work out where the bad guys are and making sure there is no collateral damage, and that's where the Special Forces come in.
All this new money for defence has taken some people rather by surprise. There are accusations that the Treasury has employed some clever accounting by adding small bits of the intelligence budget to the defence budget in order to meet NATO's 2% of GDP requirement. The Defence Secretary was challenged in the Commons by his opposite number to clarify that.
It is for NATO to classify, according to their guidance, as to what is counted as defence expenditure. Where there is money being spent on defence in our defence budget, yes, of course it should count towards the 2% total.
If the government wants new drones, the speediest way would be to buy them off the shelf from the Americans. But even that would take a few years, and the RAF would need to train the crews too. A quicker option could be to upgrade other intelligence-gathering aircraft, like Sentinel, which is also currently operating over Iraq. But the Prime Minister has made it pretty clear to defence chiefs. "I've given you the money," he said. "Now this is how I want you to spend it." Alistair Bunkle, Sky News.